Hey guys, Jake from Aussie Reptiles here. Today we're down in the pits. It's a nice day. I've just finished work. It's almost 7 o'clock, but we're down in the pits. We're going to be, which I've already started, and then I decided, hey, why not make it a video? But we're remulching. We're also going to lay some leaf litter down in the pits as well to make them look a little bit more natural. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So you can see here with this one, I've already remulched it just with Yuki mulch. Now it doesn't look as good as when it's all worn out, but the reason that I do this is that so after winter, so it's now obviously just after Christmas and it's almost the new year, we've had our winter period, it's all wet and rainy. The mulch then sinks into the mud underneath and gets all mixed up. So we fill it with new mulch, getting ready for the next rainy season, so that way the mulch isn't all old, wet, goopy stuff. It allows them to have some fresh stuff, which will hopefully stay a little bit more dry and act more of a drainage layer. Because underneath the mulch, there's dirt for the plants, and then I also have scoria rock, or lava rock basically, which also acts as a drainage layer. So there's one of the lizards there. Now let's chuck our leaf litter in, make it look a little bit more natural. So this is just leaf litter that I've recently collected from my uncle and auntie's and my cousin's farm. So I just collected a whole bunch, and now we're literally just going to chuck it in there, and the lizards will spread it around a little bit and make it look all natural. But just those smells and stuff just make it look a little bit more natural, and this is a great way for indoor enclosures to make indoor enclosures look all nice and natural as well. But there we are, as simple as that. I'll save some of the others for the other pits, but we've got to get our butt to work and mulch the other pits, so let's get straight into it. Well, here we go. Half of them are already letting themselves back out, but let's chuck the lowies back in. Let's watch them go. There's a few of last year's babies. I gave one of these to my cousin. He got a Christmas present from me. Yes, he only found, I don't know where the heck they all are. There's another one. There's another one. Here's the one that is probably I reckon he's a hybrid, but that's okay, we still love him. There we go. So you would have seen me in the time lapse probably ripping out a whole bunch of this crap. Now this crap is called chicory, I believe, and it is a herb. It's a plant, like it's an edible plant for people. And look, it took off really well in this enclosure, but it took off too well. And why it looked cool and looked all good covered in, grown in, it was great coverage for the winter, and look, it would have been good coverage for summer to make sure they don't overheat as well, but it was just getting too much. So I've ripped all of that out. Look, I know there's definitely going to be some spore seeds in there that drop from it, so it's still going to come back. It's very unlikely it's all gone permanently, but I'm going to go get a few more grass type plants. In fact, I've already got some, which I'll plant in here and make it a little bit more lush from that stuff. But now it's a little bit more open. They're going to get a bit more sun, and yeah, looks good. I need to get some more hollow logs and stuff for them. There's one there, which you've got there. They've got their hide, they've got their actual dry box, and they've got another hide there and a plastic hide here. This log is hollow. But yeah, I want to add a few more bits and bobs in there and make it look a little bit nicer. But yeah, all the chicory's gone, so I think it looks a lot better now. All right, so as you can see, the Tassies are definitely in need of a bit of a redo. In fact, it's getting a bit much in there. I'm going to take out this kangaroo paw. I'll hopefully be able to replant it maybe in there. It's a beautiful plant, but it's right in the way, and it's right where I need to stand. And then I might even, the sun comes up here and they really like to bask here. So I don't know if I'll move this plant over into this corner, because this corner is where it gets the most sun. So I can clear up the front a bit more, just like the rest of them. They all have the open spots in the middle, which allow the blue tongues to get nice sun, whereas this enclosure is quite dense. It's got this massive tree that's starting to take off really well, and it's got a lot of coverage, so sun coverage. So I can probably clear this out a bit more, which is what I'm going to do. Right, so the Tassie pit is a bit different. Now it's got this big lush tree here, which provides it with so much shade, and it's going really well. In fact, it'll probably need to be pruned soon, but I'm just going to probably remove this plant I'm probably going to replant that in that tank, in that pit. That's exactly what I'll do, because it was just getting blocked off by the light down there. Didn't really get seen much. All right, let's get the bag of mulch in here and get it going. Alrighty, sun's going down. I'm sweating. Tassie pit's done. I ripped out the plant that was there, moved it to there, ripped out the other one, moved it to there. That gives them a bit of shade when they get the afternoon sun, when it sits about there. This then allows them to have that nice morning sun before it gets too hot, because they used to all pile up here and this plant was in the way, and look, they'd sat in it and it was great and it provided them a bit of shade. But I think they're going to benefit now that it's gone and they have all that open space there to get away. And there's one of the Tassies. I love it. They have the hide box, which they could use the door. Half the time they just go underneath it and they don't actually even use it properly. Let's see where she goes instead. The mulch is actually nice and warm. The bags of mulch have been sitting in the sun all day. There she goes into that box. The bags of mulch have been sitting in the sun all day. Oh geez, that's bright. I'm sweaty. The bags of mulch have been sitting in the sun all day, so the mulch was really nice and warm in there. So it's actually a nice surface area for them to lay on at the moment. But that's it. The pits are re-mulched. They're redone. So we'll quickly get some shots of it and then we'll put the nets back over. Alrighty, there we go. Nets are back on. Final look. I'm gonna have to go collect a little bit more leaf litter for this one, for the Tassies, but that is it. That is the pits. They are all now all full, all cleaned, all nice new mulch, looking good. I gotta clean the nets because this pollen from the tree is really getting stuck to it. But yeah, it looks good. So that's that. Looks great. Yeah. Not really too much else I can say there. I'm going to go have a shower now and clean off because I'm very dirty and very sweaty. I'm glad the sun's gone because it's no longer really hot. Tomorrow's a real hot one, so I'm going to make sure I come down and absolutely drench it with the tap, water the plants, make sure the lizards are hydrated and so on. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.